This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Let's get right into the news. All right, so Meek Mill and Travis Scott, we already know they got into a scuffle out in the Hamptons party with the owner of the 76ers. It was his house. I guess Jay-Z was there. This is where the billionaires live. Billionaires Row in the Hamptons. And Meek Mill embarrassed himself. He embarrassed himself over there. He just is always getting into some sort of trouble. He can't stay out of negative press. Like, the whole Nicki thing with that. He got into something with her boyfriend. Was that right in the beginning of the pandemic? I don't know, somewhere around there. And they got into a public thing in the mall. It's embarrassing, It's like, and Meek Mill is a great rapper. We know that. I don't like the auto-tune things he's playing with because he's trying to sound like, Young Thug and Future and all them. I like Meek Mill. The Meek Mill that Meek Mill is. I have no problem with him growing as a rapper and, doing more different kinds of songs. Like, he's done some pop type of songs. He's done some girl records and all that kind of stuff. That stuff's fine. And I thought the last album he put out, Championships, was one of his worst albums because it was such a cheat code. Half the album is samples that have already been used by successful rappers not that long ago, Like when he redid Getaway by Mobb Deep. That was trash to me, That's just me. You guys might like it. And probably a lot of people that didn't grow up as those being the records they grew up to, right? They're going to like it. And I have no problem with that. So don't think I'm not hating on Meek Mill music-wise. I don't like certain things he's changing. But he's experimenting, and that's part of being an artist. I'm talking about Meek Mill, just the actions outside of rap. Being a rapper and letting the ego get the best of you. Now, why did he have a problem with Travis Scott? He had a problem with Travis Scott because he kind of was there for the beginning of Travis Scott's career. Travis Scott was on Dream Chasers 2. One of the best records on that, might I say, And this came out in 2012. This was the very beginning of Travis Scott. Travis Scott was a known producer, affiliated with Kanye West. Might have been signed to Kanye West at that time. I don't know. But anyways, he was getting his, he was a producer, rapper. And he wasn't at the Travis Scott we know today. He was new. And Meek Mill was one of the top rappers, and he probably felt like he co-signed him. So when Travis Scott, at that party, at the Hamptons party, something must have happened where Travis Scott gave him an answer he didn't want to get and didn't feel like he was getting the gratitude of yo, I helped you get to where you're at. I was one of the bridges you crossed. And now you're going to cross me with some disrespectful stuff. People aren't going to act the same as they did when you put them on. Travis Scott probably has more money than Meek Mill right now. Not saying money should change anything. He has more power than Meek Mill right now. And it's not the same. I do believe in showing those gratitude, though, and looking out for those that did help put you on. But Meek Mill was also a little sauced at the party, and they got into an altercation of, verbal, whether it be verbal or whatever, and it's just embarrassing for Meek that it got leaked out. I heard rumors of it, and then when you get the footage, it's like, oh, okay, it's official. I don't report on anything until it's official, I try not to. And what's funny about this, it's almost hypocritical as in Meek Mill fashion. And I know the Dream Chasers are going to be in the comments right now, but he wants off. Well, this is rumored, okay? This isn't 100% confirmed. Let me be clear about that. He wants off of Maybach Music, and Rick Ross is the one who took a chance on him. Yeah, T.I. tried to come through. He co-signed Meek Mill a little bit in the beginning. Meek Mill was still in Philly. Meek Mill still had the braids. When he met Rick Ross, I met Meek Mill with braids, and I met Meek Mill again without braids. I saw Meek Mill with braids, okay? I didn't really meet him officially around that time, but Then I went to Philly one time to do a video, and he cut the braids off, and he was at some video I was filming. And I did a video with him that weekend. We hung out a little bit, and then Rick Ross had already met him before then, and then Rick Ross came and scooped him up, and it was game on. Rick Ross put him in position to win, and he found a way to deliver Meek to the public that wasn't working before, where people really got invested in Meek Mill, because he had been rapping for so many years before then on DVDs and everything, and nobody took a chance. He was almost like Murder Mook or somebody, that just was on DVDs. J Mills, J Mills got with Young Money. It just didn't work, it worked with Meek Mill, okay? You never know what's gonna work, that's the thing about art, you don't know what people are gonna like and what people aren't gonna like. It's not saying that J Mills isn't as good of a rapper. He's a great rapper. It's just that they didn't find the appeal with a large audience. So Meek Mill is doing the same thing with Rick Ross now. How do you think Rick Ross feels that he's 100% with Rock Nation? Rick Ross ain't at these parties. Rick Ross is living a different life. Rick Ross is doing wing stops and all this other stuff. And honestly, if I were in Meek Mill's position, you're probably going to have more success going the Rick Ross route. Rick Ross is going a different route. He's going the traditional American route, where you're just setting up businesses and, setting up a lot of businesses. But Cameron still has a lot of income because of this. Cameron's invested in Taco Bells and all kinds of things that you don't even know. He's part of one of those investment groups. Now, Rick Ross is straight up just... This is the best business he's in, Wingstop, because it's the best franchise, or one of the best franchises, I should say, for food, because you can freeze chicken. You can freeze fries. They won't go bad. Like a Subway, the meats are going to go bad. You can't freeze deli meat. You can't freeze tomatoes and stuff like that. It's going to go bad, and you're going to have to get more ingredients, even when nobody bought a sandwich. Rick Ross, they pull it out the freezer, thawed out for the day, and it's ready. And he's having a lot of success with that Checkers, and I'm sure he has a lot of other stuff going on. Meek Mill's around these billionaires, and yeah, they can put you on place, but sometimes you have to be able to finesse like a Jay-Z. You're gonna get some extra money. But Jay-Z really finessed his way in to get to the real millions, not just a few extra million. We're talking hundreds of millions. I'm not saying Meek Mill can't do that. I'm just saying it's going to be, I think he's more of a hands-on type of guy with a Rick Ross type of thing, instead of investing in tech companies and all this other stuff that Jay-Z's doing. Jay-Z has this following. He's always had this thing where people wanted to be Jay-Z. Meek Mill had that for a little bit in the beginning, but people don't want to be Meek Mill. Meek Mill's not changing the way people dress and everything right now. Jay-Z had that kind of allure to him where, you want to drink what Jay's drinking. You want to wear what he's wearing. I mean, he got people stop wearing throwbacks in a matter of a song. He got them on throwbacks and off throwbacks. He got the champagne. He wasn't able to change the way people listen to music, though. That was interesting. That was that same plight that Metallica had with Napster, and that was a huge mistake with the thing with Napster, because Napster wanted to work with the music business, and the music business could have had their own iTunes, but they didn't. And then Steve Jobs introduced it to them and packaged it in a different way, and they went for it. And now Apple gets what did they get? 30% of everything. It's like they're printing money over there. People work for them, basically. You're making music, you're making them money. Now they have the streaming. This is and they have the devices that it's all done on. But my point is here that Meek Mill's almost a hypocrite in this situation. And I wish that he would Rick Ross is a smart person. You know, we know that. Even though there's a lot of flaws to the past, you know, with him taking Freeway Ricky Ross's name and everything, and this character he built up. As far as Rick Ross knows how to get to the bag. I know Jay-Z and all them do, but I think Meek Mill's more in the Rick Ross category than the Jay-Z category. That's just Jay-Z put on a lot of rappers too, don't forget. Meek Mill, yeah, he's assisted here and there, but he hasn't like put rappers on. Rick Ross has put rappers on, you know. Not everybody's gonna be the Jay-Z, you know. You just gotta be that. Not everybody's gonna be the biggest and the best. Some people are gonna be in a different lane. Anyways, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and I'll check you guys in the next one.